But we're gonna do a video here. John Radzenbacher, I think. I'm gonna have to look that up and put it in the video. I wanted to see how we put this IH head on the white combine. He's got a 9700 up in northern Indiana, and he wanted to see how he did that. Put this on back in 2006. Everything works, reel control and the header control and all that stuff. Start with the adapter plate. Can't really see it too crap out of here. But anyway, there's a try to stay out of the dust. I get allergies pretty bad, but okay, there's a piece of angle here that we've got, and then there's another piece of angle that kind of goes like this that Dad made to mimic an IH feeder house. It sits at a little different angle, and it basically just hooks over the white feeder house, and there's two 5/8 bolts that hold it onto the white feeder house that we drilled down through, and they're kind of a pain to take off, but we never take that plate off unless we decide to put the white corn head on here, which we don't do corn with this machine. So so yeah, I put that on there, and it just sits on there like that, and then it's got the IH head latches that we put on down here. They tighten those. We don't have the over center ones. We got to get under here and tighten these bolts up every time we go to take it on and off. And then I had to notch the head out a little bit here to be able to run this pulley as an IH 1020 head. Be able to let the white pulley fit on. And then had to run these sprockets here. White has 1 1/4 inch hex shaft to drive the head. IH has 1 1/8 inch hex shaft. And so that's what we did here. Had to adapt that over, and there's just two 1/2 inch bolts. We bolt this together, and that drives the head. On the IH, when I run the IH corn head, we've got a shaft like this, except we've took the yoke apart and went and put a 1 1/4 inch hex yoke on this half, and we got 1 1/8 on this side, and then that slips onto the white hex shaft. The reel drive comes down here, just plugs into that's the reel height, just plugs in. It's just one hose, hooks into the white reel height. Header control, I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Dad if this is I think this is the white cable, and it comes up and hooks into the white header control up here, and then he's made it so that it hooks on to the IH header control here. It works fine and everything. And then White always ran these it's a self-contained reel drive unit. Had this little, it runs off the drive shaft coming off there, and it just runs. There's a little pump here, and then there's this little electronic servo here that controls the flow, and that's how you adjust the reel speed. It's just two wires. Seen a couple of other guys who put like John Deere heads and stuff, or IH heads on the white combines. They've done the same thing. You just move the white unit over to the IH head and bolt it on. Kind of a little different, but never gave us any trouble. So worst thing I remember happening as long as I've been helping is this chain broke. But other than that, they don't really ever give any trouble, and it works good. And that just hooks in, obviously to the white reel control up in the cab. But other than that, you got the header control and the drive shaft and the reel stuff. Corn head is a little easier to put on, obviously, the less to drive. Should have cleaned all that off before I started the video. But you can see here's a little better look at what that adapter plate looks like. There's a piece of angle runs down like that, and then there's another one that comes up and goes like that the head sits on. Neck cuts and feeds really nice, works really good. And then and then there was just this piece, I think it's 1.5 inch square tube he made a faceplate out of. You can kind of see it in there that the IH head rests against. And then obviously got another header latch on that side. But that's about how it's done. Nothing fancy, nothing too complicated. This head does not have a field tracker on it. It's just an all mechanical head. I've talked to a couple guys, the past year or so, we're talking about putting an IH faceplate on a 9700 so they could run field tracker. I haven't heard if they got that fixed up or not. But so that's how it's done. So yeah, we're gonna cut some beans, and thanks everybody for watching.